This is Yuri with Moving Sales Professionals and Let's Talk Moving podcast. And with me today, I have Robert Kennedy III, President of Kennetik Communications, a training firm that helps small businesses tell their story in order to engage their target audience, to help them grow their market, increase their influence, and hence earn more money. How you doing today, Robert?
Life is grand, my friend. I'm fantastic. What about you?
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. So, what we're going to focus about as a call center moving sales professionals here, this is what I deal with all the time. I have companies that reach out to me that are used to working with brokers
Mhm.
that are taking advantage of the fact that brokers are spending 100K plus a week on advertising and hence being able to get the leads because of the amount of money that they spend. And these companies are used to working with brokers. At the same time, they don't have anything online. They have no profile, and they want us as a call center to go out there and book jobs for them, a product that frankly does not exist. Robert, as somebody that's an expert in the painting the pictures and telling the story of any company that you're working with, how
Yeah.
would you battle that scenario?
Well, listen, man, one of the biggest problems that most companies face today is invisibility, right? There's so many different options online and people are looking at the internet, or they're looking at browsers, they're checking search engines, and now they're checking AI before they make contact with you. So, how
Sure.
do you as a company create a space for yourself so that you can be seen? And there are a lot of answers for that, but in my lane, it's really coming down to telling the story, right? So if a company is being looked up, if you hire me, or if you're looking at me to hire me to solve a problem for you, one of the first things that you're going to do, even if I don't have a big website, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to check out Yelp or something for reviews,
Right.
and you're trying to hear about how I've interacted with other customers. What stories have other customers told about me? Right. So people are looking for stories. So instead of waiting for them to create the stories or find the stories that other people make up, get ahead of that and create your own narrative. You should be telling stories. This is why video testimonials are so crucial and critical. If you don't have a lot of information about your company on your website, populate at least 3 to 5 video testimonials of customers that you've worked with that have something great to say about you, so that people can then take that in. And then, of course, SEO, all the rest of that, there's some stuff involved in that. But ultimately, you want to have a charge, or you want to be in control of the narrative and the story that you tell.
And now for a word from our sponsors. If you're a moving business owner, you may have already heard of Moversville, an email marketing service that helps moving companies increase, repeat, and referral business. But have you heard of Moversville Connect? Moversville Connect is an incredible resource for all things moving. They feature an array of vendors and services that cater specifically to the moving industry. You can find companies that provide moving software, moving sales services, marketing services, moving equipment providers, and much, much more. Visit moversville.com today to learn more.
Okay. Okay. So I understand that, and that's something I certainly agree with. But for example, let's say I look up company ABC,
Yep.
and company ABC has zero reviews
Yep.
because they've relied once again on brokers. So they haven't had to go on their own. They haven't had to rely on their reviews. How do you fix that? Do you go
Well,
backwards? Do you go forwards? What is your suggestion? What is your recommendation?
Well, they do a bit of both. They do want to go a bit backwards. If they've relied on brokers, ultimately they've made contact with some person or some
Sure.
customer individually. And so they might want to start by reaching out to the customers. Hey, happy new year. Hey, whatever the holiday is, we're just reconnecting with our customers. Would you mind spending 5 minutes sharing with us your experience of working with us over the last year? How did it make you feel? Ask them 3 questions, capture that information, ask them if it's okay to record that information. If you're doing it on Zoom with them,
Sure.
then say, let's record that. And then you have that little bit of data that you can now post online before they reach out to a sales professional. If they have contact and data from their customers, their prior customers, that they can post, that is great information. The other piece of this is if you have some thoughts about what experience you want to create with your customers, you can begin to record those videos. And, for example, if I'm Robert and I have a company and I'm calling your company to help us with sales, I would say, hey, I'm Robert. And the experience that I want to create for my customers is I want them to be comfortable. I want them to know that we are a trustworthy company. I want them to know that we are forward thinking, we're energetic, we like to have fun, and we want to make every experience easy for everybody that we come in contact with. So I've got that on video. I post that, and you get me. You see my face, you see my body language sharing that information. That creates a personalization of who you are as a company brand.
Right. And I would take that part even farther. If you're doing that and if you're
Yep.
recording a video as the owner where you're
Yep.
addressing your potential clients, right? You almost want to tape yourself a couple of times so that you
Yep.
can see it what that looks like, because what you want to be like, for example, if you guys look at Robert right now, right? Robert right now looks relaxed, he
Yep.
looks comfortable, he looks within himself, right? He looks like somebody that spews somebody that you want to work with, right? Somebody that makes you feel comfortable, somebody that's smiling, somebody that whose body language is open to conversation, right? And
That's
open
right.
to working, right? So that's kind of what you want to focus on, and that's kind of what you want to show to your potential clients.
Does your company need more creative marketing and ad campaigns to improve traffic and organic leads? Well, Moving Sales Professionals has a solution for you. We have partnered with social media marketing agency that has over 300 million views on their ads and videos across social media, and they have generated over $35 million for their clients over the last 10 years alone. Their services include content creation, social media ads, pay-per-click campaigns, website and funnel development, Google Ads, email marketing campaigns, lead generation, and much, much more. For a limited time only, they have discounted rates for their services. Sign up for a free consultation call with us via our Calendly link on our website or below this video.
You may not have a lot of reviews, and you can say, hey, we're a new company. And even, if you can put that type of video on your profile on on Google page or wherever else, your website, whatever, it's almost like, I'm the owner, let me talk to you, this is what we're going to do for you. Now,
Yep.
of course, keep in mind, whatever it is that you say in that video, you better keep that end of the bargain, because the
Yeah.
first review that goes out there that's going to dispute that, you're going to lose whatever you just built with that video. So
Yeah.
whatever you're saying, you better back it up.
Yeah. And I would add to that, especially if this is early on, you don't want to make ridiculous claims. Don't make claims
That
about
you
something
can
that you
do, right?
haven't done, right? We're the number one for the. No, we're not. You haven't done any of that yet, but you can talk about the experience that you want to create for customers. We're committed to doing this. We're committed to creating this environment. We're dedicated to this. Our goal is to do this type of thing. So you can then let people know what your vision is, what you want to create, what they can expect, and what experience they're going to have with you.
Right. And then of course, once you get those first jobs, and
Yep.
one of my recommendations all the time to the companies that are moving from being a long distance moving with a broker to being a long distance moving on their own, don't be sold on just being a long distance mover.
Right.
Because to build that initially is going to take you a minute. So
Yeah.
if you're looking at that, be a little bit open-minded, take local work, even though maybe that's not your cup of tea, but you still want to take it because that's the quickest way for you to build those reviews.
Yeah.
Because on top of that initial introduction, here I'm Robert Kennedy, and this is my company, and this is what we're striving to do. This is what we want to do for our customers. This is what we want you to experience. This is how we want you to feel about our company. This is how we want you to feel about our movers. This is how we want you to feel about our trucks. This is how we want you to feel about our salespeople. This is how we want you to feel about the customer service experience that you have with our company, right? Then what you want. So that's the first wrinkle of that, right? The next
Yeah.
wrinkle is the people that already used your company that are going to say, yes, they did this, and this.
Yeah.
Their salespeople did this. Their movers did this. Their trucks were like that. Their customer service was this. They delivered quickly. what all those parts, and the more you have like that, you're building and building and building and building, right?
Yeah.
So whether those are going to be video testaments or whether they're going to be verbal or preferably both, the more the better, because that's going to build that picture that you want to create. So even
Yeah.
as a new company that does not have a lot of that stuff, in a lot of cases, seeing is believing. So when they're
Right.
seeing, I think video is a right way to approach it from the start, because that gives you something that that other companies that may have 300 reviews may not have. Maybe all the reviews are written and not a single one is a video testament.
Yeah. One of the things I'd add to that as well is if we're thinking about the video, I like to talk about the story of the video. What story are you telling? And so in a lot of cases, people they jump on and the first thing that they say, "Hi, my name's Robert Kennedy. I'm the president of this company." And the truth is, most people don't care about that initially. They're
Right.
watching something because they want to know that you know or understand a problem that they're having. So you've got to figure out how to connect with people first. So, what are the problems that people are experiencing? Have they connected with a company or have they tried to hire a moving company and gotten terrible customer service? Have they
Sure.
tried to call a moving company and they got an automated messaging answering service that said, "Hey, leave a message and we'll call you back." And 72 hours have passed and nobody's called you back, right? Have they had some experience that got them a little bit upset, tense, angry that you can tap into? If you can ask those questions right at the beginning of the video, people, their minds now say, oh my gosh, this guy's talking to me. This person is talking to me. And then once they have that connection with you, then you can say, okay, yep, this is our company. And this is how we solve that problem that you have experienced in the past. Here is our commitment to you.
Right. And I think that that's important. And I think it's also about focus. It's also
Yep.
about looking straight at the camera because,
Yep.
like, obviously, the I do my camera the way that I do my camera. But right now, looking at me, and I'm looking
Yep.
all over the place, right? And looking at Robert, for example, who's looking straight at the camera. If you look at him look in within this video, right, you can almost see when he's looking at you and when he's saying something, it looks and it feels like he's talking directly to you.
Yep.
And that's the same approach that you want to take with the video when you're addressing your potential client. Make them feel like you're talking to them, not to
Yep.
all these people. I'm talking to all these people, right? And that's
Yep.
fine because that's my format, right? But in this particular case, as the owner of a moving company that's trying to do something different, that's trying to make that connection with each one of your customers, or at least have them feel like he's making the connection with each one of the customers, right? Looking directly at the camera is going to achieve that purpose. In
Yeah.
addition to saying the words that you're saying when you're trying, like Robert is saying,
Yeah, and a lot of people have a little bit of trouble with that, but it does get better over time as you practice looking at the
practice.
camera. Some of the things that I have, I've got a teleprompter in front of me. I've got a screen in front of me that the audience can't see, but I'm
Sure.
looking at it. So I'm looking at Yuri in his face right now. Some of you may be using your
Absolutely.
phones, right? So you may want to grab a device or you may want to grab an application. There's an app called Big View that I use a lot, BIGVU, that allows you, if you're wanting to say things on screen, it's got a teleprompter that is right on the screen of your phone so that you can look right into the lens and then read the information that
So it
is
doesn't
on the
look like you're
screen.
reading.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Right. You've seen those videos where somebody they're kind of turning away and then they're coming back and then and it's clear that they're reading, or there's a paper behind the screen and you can kind of see that they're going back and forth and reading. Make it natural, like you're having a conversation, and there's technologies that can help you with that.
Right. And for those of you guys that have been watching the podcast, I'm not sure if my a guy has released my video from my UK event or not yet, but I know it's something that he's working on already. So it
Right.
might be already out, or maybe it's going to be coming out soon. But regardless, when you see that video, I actually like I was thinking about having postcards and I was gonna have some stuff on the phone and I was gonna look at my screen, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wing it because by winging it, I like to be able to look at people. I like to be able
Yeah.
to look at the audience when I'm talking to the audience. So when I was speaking from the stage and talking to the people at the UK event, I was trying to connect and scan the audience and talk to them, not at them,
Yeah.
which makes a
Yep.
big difference.
Yep. I want to caution people though a little bit because you use the word winging it. And if you're somebody who is used to being on stage
Right.
or used to being in front of a camera, winging it is different for you because you've got
Right.
years of practice.
Yes, absolutely. So
Right?
obviously, we're like 154 plus episodes of this
Yeah.
podcast, so like I'm used to doing that. And to be frank,
Yeah.
if some of you guys think that I'm just this naturally charismatic, I don't know if that's the word necessarily that I would use, but
Yeah.
I'm also somebody that used to be a theater major once upon a time, many years ago. So for me, being on the stage, I feel
Yeah.
comfortable being in front of a lot of people. So for
Yeah.
me, it feels natural. I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. So for
Yeah.
me, the jumping in the realm of podcasting was a natural step to take forward.
Exactly. So if you're somebody that is brand new and you've not done videos, you've not done podcasts, you weren't a theater major, you weren't, you didn't have
Right.
that kind of gifting yet. Use technologies and systems that will allow you to create the visual and the verbal connection. And again, a teleprompter
Practice.
is one of the ways to do that. Practice is absolutely a big way to do that. And then getting your reps in, doing this regularly so that you can feel much more
Right. And there's
confident and
and these
comfortable.
days too, if you're not quite there yet, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of podcasts nowadays. Like
Yep.
everybody and their mother seems to have a podcast, right? So there's plenty of them out there. If you once again, if you're a moving company, I'm here for you. So
Right.
obviously we're trying to highlight the industry. If you have experience as a foreman, you want to talk about your day-to-day stuff, that works too. Some people are interested in that. Some people want to hear the inside of a foreman, right? The day-to-day operation and what have you. Like we have
Yeah.
all sorts of people that are connected with the moving industry on this podcast, which is the whole point of this podcast is to be educational, right? But a lot of things that Robert is bringing up here is something that would allow you to get to a point where we can actually make some money for you. Because
Yep.
when there's nothing out there about you, it's very hard to make you money. You
Yep.
need to have as salespeople, we need to have a product to sell. If you're not giving us a product to sell, we can't sell it. But Robert, once again, thank you very much for joining me and
Thank you.
focusing on the art of telling the story because I think that is extremely important. It doesn't matter if it's moving industry or something or a different type of business. At the end of the day, you need to give people a reason, give them the why. Why should
Yes.
they choose your company versus somebody else? Whether you're in moving,
Absolutely.
whether you're in cleaning, whether you're in something else, why should they choose your business? Why should they spend money and give it to you versus somebody else? What makes you unique?
Fantastic.
So, Robert,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining me. And like I always say, the world moves on its own, so let the professionals move yours for you. Thank you for
I
joining
love it.
us, and we'll talk again soon.